How's everybody doing? I'm at Velo Jawn here in West Philadelphia. It's a new bike shop that has a really strong social mission. Had an opportunity to spend about an hour probably now of time learning about their social mission. They're a dedicated group of experts when it comes to bicycling. We have a master cyclist and a master amateur cyclist that are doing their thing running the shop here in West Philadelphia. So I'm going to have them tell you a lot about their work, their social mission, and how this shop came to be.
So maybe I'll jump in at the beginning. So this started about a year and a half ago. Wanya and I had been coaching the Bicycle Coalition of Philadelphia Youth Elite Team. I think we've become good friends. We have obviously very different backgrounds, but a love of cycling and a different style of coaching. I'll let you decide who's the sprinter, who's the climber between the two of us. But it's great for youth athletes because we've raced in hundreds of races, we've raced at the highest levels, and we're having fun coaching. So Wanya and I are going to a race, and we're early in the season in March. And Wanya says, I've always had this dream to open a bike shop. And I said, well, if we sit down and talk about it and think about what would we do, how would we involve our youth athletes, what would the shop be, I might have the capital. And let's think about, working it out and what it would be and whether we could actually serve a good social purpose, but also have a professional business. And start from there. I'll let you tell your story.
Oh man, wow. Started participating in the programs that I am now, like an alumni, I'm coaching, even still owning the shop and working in the shop every day. We needed a place for the race team athletes, like the kids that we are taking with us every weekend, going races, long rides. We needed a place that could prioritize the athletes because we can't have them down 2 weeks, 3 days. Like, they have to ride no matter what. They're new to the sport, and the biggest thing about the sport is you have to be consistent. So we needed a place where the bikes could be fixed fairly quickly, and that the service was adequate. Like, as stuff comes out, people, like, the program is donation based, so people donate whatever they don't want to use or whatever. Like, they upgrade a new bike every year, every 2 years they donate their old one, right? We need people that are able to fix those things when they break. So we were running into like a whole bunch of problems with that. So me being the race team head coach at the time, I just wanted everything to work seamlessly. There are multiple situations where kids couldn't race because the bikes were down, because we show up to a race and they don't pass rollout. Rollout is when you're under 18, you have to be within a certain range when your gear's in the back, the cassette. Once you're 19, you can race with adults and you're not bound by those restrictions. It was just a lot going on. So I just wanted to be like at the forefront of the mechanics when it came to that. Like, I didn't want anyone touching my kids' bikes. It became like a thing of ownership, and Jerry was able to help with like giving the opportunity, because now it's a beautiful thing. Like, we are now the race team headquarters. So we stage here 4 o'clock Tuesdays and Fridays. We go out for the longest ride we've been able to do so far is 38 miles within that 2-hour span, which means we're averaging like 17, 18 and above. And these kids are wonderful. Like, I'm trying to, like, the whole point of this, besides the mechanics aspect, is to just give them the space and opportunity to be the best person that they can be.
So can you speak about that social mission and how that turned into a business?
Sure, I'll jump in on that one. Okay. Because actually you read my mind. So I wanted to talk about how you can actually do well as a business by doing good and being socially responsible. So we did a lot of research, and we looked at bike shops, and we looked at various prototypes, and we talked about what we wanted to be, whether we wanted to be focused on service, how our community aspect would play into our business plan. And one of the things we found out is that there are more and more people that want to support a business that is socially responsible, want to support a business that is supporting local pro cycling and youth cycling, want to support a business that is responsible to their community. And in fact, in this community, we've been just overwhelmingly embraced. I mean, like every elder in the community has come into our shop and welcomed us, and they're happy we're here. They like the fact that we're not just a good business, but we're doing great work. We're right across the street from an organization called Neighborhood Bike Works. And that's not by accident. So Neighborhood Bike Works is a community-based organization that helps primarily younger kids build a bike, fix a bike, learn how to ride. They also have a mechanics program, which is wonderful for us because they look for their best mechanics to have opportunities, to have internships, and to work at higher level bike shops when they have gone to a level where they've built these entry-level bikes and now they can work on better equipment. So part of our mission is to educate, to provide great employment opportunities, to create great opportunities for athletes where their bikes are well maintained, where they're hydrated, where we're ready to go, and they're excited about the bike shop. So motivation can come through being excited about the bike shop. But we also think it's good business because there's just a lot of people that want to be responsible. They want to support somebody that's not just a big corporation. They want to support somebody that they feel is having a positive social impact.
Awesome. So I see you have a bunch of folks that are in the background. Are these folks, students, or kids from the community, youth from the community that are working in the shop?
Yep.
Awesome.
Actually, out of the 5 people standing in the shop, there's only 2 of them that are not alumni of the. Actually, no. Deshaun is the only person that's not an alumni of Neighborhood Bike Works.
Wow.
But he's an alumni of the Bicycle Coalition Youth Cycling Program, which is how like we're all connected.
Wow.
So like MBW, they like I'm an alumni as well. Went there when I was like 16, 17. They taught me how to fix a bike. And then as the spring came about, spring summer season, they collabed with the Bicycle Coalition Youth Cycling Program, and now they have a race team. MBW introduced me to mechanics, taught me how to fix bikes. I then like branched out. Had summer jobs at multiple bike shops, which worked out perfectly because like summer bike shop job, it's seasonal anyway, so it's not and then bike racing, when the coalition program stepped in, gave us bikes, gave us the equipment, taught us how to ride safely in the street. Also taught me that Philly isn't just it. Like they took us on multiple bike trips. Like we've rode from Philly to Hershey Park, Philly to the Delaware Water Gap. I went to the Poconos on a bike, like just 65, 80 miles a day, riding all day with my friends, like fully supported. You know, people are like fundraising for us to go on these trips. It's a beautiful thing.
So it sounds like this started out of like a nonprofit entity that a market started to be developed based on creating folks who knew how to care for bicycles and then learning how to ride a bicycle. And then it's almost like, as they say, you know, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
You know, so you built the capacity of the local youth that then you found the need for a bicycle shop. And because now you have the shop here, you can also sell bikes, because as you said, you trade a bike in every 2 years, or you donate your bike. So you sell those bicycles?
Yes.
Okay.
So to bring it all back, folks, it's not a rule of thumb, but like it's the mindset that most folks have in the cycling community. Something new comes out every year. I'm not going to buy that because I just spent $1,500 or more on this. So I'm going to get my money's worth. 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years coming up, something way better comes out. Now I gotta have that. You know, it's the sport of hobbyists, right? Like you see the newest thing come out, and you're just like, you see the new iPhone, right? Now I'm not gonna get that, but I'm gonna wait until they update it and get rid of all the bugs. Now I'm willing to invest. I got this old thing that I don't want to take the time to sell. I'll donate to the program. A kid gets it, and then now that kid is riding thousands of miles in the course of just 6 months. So that's kind of sort of how it goes.
Okay.
And because, like I said, new stuff comes out every year, you gotta stay, like on the mechanic side, you gotta stay hip. You gotta watch the modules online. You gotta practice with the module, because you're not gonna see like electronic group sets on bikes every single day. Like, that's not what the average Joe is riding. The average Joe, they got a single speed. It's one gear. It's simple, easy to maintain. It's at most $30 for a tune-up, you know, versus all this extra craziness where it gets expensive.
So what you're saying is, for the serious biker, for the person who's committed to investing in a quality bicycle that's going to be, you know, a couple of stacks, this is a place for them to come.
Yes, but I'll also talk a little bit more about our business concept and also our social mission attached to that. So one of the things from a business standpoint is, yes, we're servicing race bikes and racers and professional cyclists, so we can service the highest level bikes.
Yeah.
And
then when you say highest level, for those who don't know a high level bike, are there any particular brands that would be considered high level?
I mean, if you look at these beautiful Williers on the wall, Pinarellos, you know, other world-class touring bikes and race bikes. So we have some of the best bikes in the world. Expensive bikes. You don't have to have the most expensive bike to win races, but it has to be serviced correctly and it has to be fitted correctly. So one of the things we started out with from a concept is we need to be world-class in service. But that doesn't only mean for the racer. That means for the $10 repair in our community. We can't survive just on racers. So one of the tricks in this shop is to be welcoming to the community cyclist, the commuter, but also, you know, able to service the top level racer. We can't survive solely on one group or the other. We want to, and that's the whole design of the shop, is to be friendly, welcoming, community-based, where people feel comfortable in our hangout area, where we are right now. And Wanye has the highest level certifications. We're sending him to USA Cycling, so he's a race certified mechanic. And mechanics in the shop are all top tier, and we demand that. So even though we have a social mission, you know, we want to do excellent work. We want to be properly compensated for that. And in terms of our social purpose, I think one of the things that really stands out is that one of the frustrations I had with our youth is that attendance has been inconsistent because they have so many other issues. They need to earn some money. And I hate to see them having to work at McDonald's in a low-skill job because they need to earn some dollars, where we can give them a much better job at higher pay, but even more than higher pay, we can give them an excellent skill in terms of fixing bikes that's much more relevant for many other things that they're going to do in their life. So better job, highly motivated, better skill level, and all of the life skills of learning how to deal with the customer, how to operate a business, and how to be successful.
Awesome. So is there anything that you like to share to anybody, you know, that's out here that sees this? What's your address, the name of the company, and how they can find you?
3946 Lancaster Avenue, Philadelphia, PA, if you're not from here. Velo Jawn is the name of the shop. Velo, for those that don't know, is French for bike. Jawn, for people who aren't aware, is the Philly slang word for any
everything.
Like literally, it's any and everything. So the concept behind the name was anything bike. So whether it's teaching you the quick tips on how to maintain your own bike, that's why the service area is so open, because the idea behind it is, while I'm working on your bike, you can just lean over the counter or just step over and I'll walk you through exactly what happened and how to prevent it, as well as, like I said earlier, tips on maintaining, because maintaining your bike will keep you out of the shop, but we want you to stay around, which is why we're making it so comfortable in here. It's great. Wow, I'm blanking right now. The second part of the question.
And so, where would we find you on the internet?
Well, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, Velo Jawn, as well as our website, which is now live, velojawn.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
And As I said, I think we'll do very well as a business, but doing well by doing good and also supporting our youth athletes, supporting our community.
So you heard it. We're here at Velo Jawn, and if you're from Philly or you've been around enough people from Philly, as they stated, Jawn is for everything, and this is definitely a shop that has everything. Encourage you to come through, check it out, participate, engage. I support it. I love what I'm seeing that they're doing in creating an opportunity for the youth to learn a real skill. And as they say, you can feed a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And that's both man and woman. And so if you're a man or a woman, boy, girl, young, old, this is a space for you to come, learn how to do what you need to do, and then get out on the road and get some exercise in.